inbound on your position. Chopper is inbound. Agent, I am inbound on your position.
Warning. Your division affiliation has been disavowed. You are now marked as rogue. Warning. You've disavowed your division. This action will mark you as rogue.
If you want to clear your manhunt,
Warning. You've disavowed your division. You are marked as rogue.
Don't want to pay another $10 either. Yeah, I played with a couple of those X-Night guys before. A couple of them were cool. Most of them were not.
Member of your team disavowed your
Cool.
division. Your team is now marked rogue. An agent on your team requires aid immediately. Hurry, secure.
Ah, fuck, I ran out of ammo. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Shit. Oh, shit, bro. Hey, I'm friendly. I'm leaving alone. Ooh.
if you want to clear your manhunt, reach the indicated location.
Attention, supply drops detected. Elimination level critical below strength level.
What is poppin' squad? It's your boy Jesimein. This is like a surprise video for you guys because I haven't made a build video in a minute. But today I was about to stream, but things weren't working out, so I had to hop on and at least get some gameplay for the people who were asking how I would run alpha and what I ever used when it came to alpha. I never really posted a video on it because it's not a build I really would use. But I mean, if I'm going to make it a burner build, and that's pretty much how I designed it. So without further ado, let's get into it. You guys can see offer it 470 DPS, 413 toughness, 87k skill power. I'm using the house, of course. Only use the house. It's not going to be worth it with any other gun. I'm telling you, like, I keep it real with you guys. It doesn't matter for your second weapon. I just have responsive on my second weapon talent. So the talents I will be running will, of course, be vicious, deadly, card counter, and responsive. I don't think there's a better combination out there personally. I mean, yes, you can probably do without Vicious and put something else if you want to, but I just feel like my play style, I like having Vicious. I like staying higher health. I like having that mentality where if I want that talent, I got to stay at a safe distance as far as health. So that's how I would pretty much do it. You can run this however you want. This is just pretty much the way I want to run it as far as burning people and being able to do crazy amounts of DPS really fast. So like I said, the talents will be Vicious, Deadly, Card Counter, and Responsive. Going into the chest piece, I have Exotic Damage Resilience rolled on this. Easy put Scale Haste if you want to. Roll for Firearms and Health. The two mods I have are Firearms with Health. You can see I have 8300 Firearms. So I'm pushing the higher end of the firearms spectrum. So you know you're going to hit hard regardless. And the reason I did this is because since I'm going to be using the 4-piece buff of Alpha, I was going to take full advantage of it by using talents or using numbers that I wouldn't be able to achieve and unlock things had I not had Alpha activated, so I had to give it some purpose in order to run it. So the mask I'm running, critical hit chance, roll for firearms, damage to elites, firearms with health on that as well. Knee pads, Banshee knee pads, this is where it changes. A lot of people are going to say, oh, well, if that's the case, you might as well just run a Hexo. Listen, the only reason I'm running this like this is because we're utilizing the 4-piece Alpha. So I know you could potentially get more DPS if you were to switch these to Pred, but the focus is to use Alpha Bridge. So going into knee pads, like I said, Banshee knee pads, critical hit damage, roll for firearms, and on the rolls, I have a stamina mod and a firearms or a first aid self heal. Going to the backpack, Ninja Bike backpack. None of this is optimized, by the way, so your stats can go way higher if you have optimized Alpha build and Ninja Bike, of course. Roll for critical hit damage. I did opt in to go for damage on this, so I have critical hit damage on both of these. You can easily roll health and be a little more sustained and still do crazy amounts of DPS. You see the base on my guns are a 24.2, and that's without card counter activated, so that can jump up upwards to 26, 27. So just food for thought, as well with a booster, so keep that in mind. For the gloves, I have ALPHABRIDGE gloves. Nothing fancy here. As you can see, I'm missing a lot of damage on my gloves, so I might as well, in theory, I could easily just switch this right here to my Banshee, and that's probably what I'll end up doing anyways. But ideally, you would want to have crit damage on here as well. So going into the holster, Banshee holster, to get that full 3-piece bonus effect through Ninja Bike. So adding everything up, just so you guys can know, as far as damage, we're just going to go straight damage. You have the 15% from Deadly, the 10% from Responsive, the card counter buff, the ALPHABRIDGE is 5%, the Responsive's 10%, the high firearms, and a booster shot, and you'll be doing crazy amounts of damage. So that's where you're getting all your damage from, and obviously you have crit damage on your backpack and your knee pads, so you'll be able to do crazy amounts of damage, as you guys see in the gameplay. Then for your holster, you can easily roll health. Crit chance, since I have Vicious, is not needed right here, but I just like having as much crit chance as possible. You can see going into the crit chance. Wait, actually I have the wrong weapon out. Wait, put this on. There you go. So my crit chance is at 52%, you can see right here, and that's with no pulse. So you can pretty much afford not running a pulse unless you want the maximum damage, because you get crit damage when you pop a pulse anyways. But I already have pretty much cap crit chance natively, so that's just something to put in your mind when you're making it. And as far as talents, what I'll run, pretty much, since I don't have to run a pulse, you can run anything you want. The smartest thing, since you're going to be going against Preds, obviously, is just go on for all the health things. So you want to have a booster shot and probably a support station. But if you want to go full damage, I would just go with the tactical scanner, hopefully if somebody's not running concealed, and just burn out. You know what I'm saying? That's an extra 9, almost 10% damage. It's like having another responsive when you pop it. So if you have a teammate that can pop a pulse, then you're going to be good. But if you're solo, if you want the full amount of damage from the build, you're going to have to pop a pulse with it. So yeah, that's just something to think about. Going into the character sheet real quick. Let's go there. You can see crit chance 52%, 108 crit damage, headshot damage 62%. And you don't have, I mean, you can add skill haste to this build easily. You won't lose much, but you can see your health is really low. So this is a glass cannon build. This is for you DPS babies that want to burn people. You're definitely not going to be able to face tank 10,000 people, but you will be able to do burst burns instantly. So that it almost feels like you have a Banshee proc on at all times. So just keep that in mind when you're in the DZ. Do not go crazy thinking just because you're burning. I know it's going to feel good to see their health bar go down, but pay attention to yours because it will go down just as fast as theirs. So that's just something to make sure you have on lock, because I promise you, even myself, knowing that, I went to the battlefield playing, shooting, and found myself getting beamed sometimes, because if two people are focusing you, it's going to hurt. So I recommend having a healer on your team, or having somebody to take all the bullets while you can, you know, punish them with the damage. So that's something that I have to stress to you guys, because you will feel it running this build. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. For the people who wanted to see how I run alpha, this is how I run alpha. I would not run any other way. I don't really like 6-piece. I don't see the point of a 5-piece in Savage. I don't see a point in 5-piece Barretts or any 5-piece combination. I would rather opt in to go for a Banshee Pred hybrid over running a 5-piece alpha if I'm gonna go for raw damage. Yes, you get your talent, but if that's the case, you might as well fuse it with something that's worthwhile, like the 10% multiplicative damage that you get from Banshee, on top of having all your talents activated no matter what. So you can afford to get an extra talent and pretty much do what you have done if you were to run 5-piece, which is what, 5% damage. So I'm pretty much trading the 5% damage I would get with or the 10% weapon damage with something of equal nature. I mean, yes, you can easily run that, but I mean, for me, I feel like you get more damage out of this anyways. And obviously, if you really want to look at it, guess what, with Banshee you get at least looted DZ funds on top of it. So that's my preference on it. That's the way I would look at it. But if you guys have any questions, let me know what you guys think about the build. Let me know if you guys actually are still running this. If any of you guys are already running it like this, let your boy know. So it's been real. Thank y'all so much for watching. Your boy is out.